no matter. And so in the eyes of God, we are loved beyond measure. So notice in your life, where has grace shown up? Where has it shown up over the last 20 months as we've been in this pandemic? How has it shown up? The little ways, the big ways. The moments when you just thought, okay, I can't stay at home any longer. I'm going nutso on Zoom here. And then something happens. You build a connection with someone you didn't expect on Zoom. Or you have a relationship now with your children in a way you didn't because you've been home for all these months. Or with your spouse in a new way, right? These grace-filled moments, grace is always trying to insert itself into our life, but we have to be open to receive it and to notice it. So the more we look for it, just like anything, the more we will find it. The more we will find it. Anne Lamott says, grace meets us where we are, but does not leave us where it found it. It can be received gladly or grudgingly, in big gulps or in tiny tastes. So how can we live more grace in our life? What would it look like if we lived a more grace-filled life? What would your life look like? What would it feel like? What would you be experiencing? How would you be interacting with the world if you lived the world from a more grace-filled life? Seeing and feeling the beauty of God's grace requires something of each of us. It requires that we trust, doesn't it? It requires that we trust. Letting go of the need to grip so tightly to the things that are missing and the things that aren't working and the things that we desire and haven't come yet, and gripping so tightly, and instead releasing and letting go and trusting. Trusting that there is this divine flow that we can step into at any moment and start to paddle that boat downstream, going with the current, versus turning the boat around and going up current, which is what so many of us do, as Abraham Hicks talks about. And we keep paddling up that current, hoping, thinking that things are going to change. It's not going to change until we take that boat and turn it around so that it goes down current. It goes with the flow, that divine flow. So continue thinking about how you want to bring grace into your life. What kinds of experiences do you want to have? How can you bring it more into your awareness? Think about that. Because as we do this, the grace of God is right there. And as we partner with it, as we put our arm around it, so to speak, more joy is possible, more peace is possible, more love is possible. That is what's available to us as we step into that grace and experience that. Then we can experience more moments of those moments when we're so inspired by our lives. You know what that's like, right? When we look for the grace, when we expect to see the grace, when we expect to feel and experience the grace, we're in that divine flow and all is well. All is well. Everybody with me? All right. So we're gonna move into our discussion time. You've got your questions on the table. And those online, you have the questions in the chat. You've got 4 questions. And like I said last week, if you weren't here, just popcorn it. You don't need to go around and you don't even have to answer all the questions. Just answer the ones that are you're most called to. We're going to do this for about 21 minutes or so, and then we'll come back.
I don't know what it is. There we go. 1, 2. Let me start. 1, 2. With these eyes I will see, with this heart I will be, opening wide, turning inside. I am listening. With this love I will lead, with this grace I will breathe, deepening peace, fear I release. I am ready to receive. Spirit, know my name, call me home. Light these darkened days, oh Spirit, show your truth in all we do. Let love be our legacy. With these eyes I will see, with this heart I will be, opening wide, turning inside. I am listening. With this love I will lead, with this grace I will breathe, deepening peace, fear I release. I am ready to receive. Spirit, know my name, call me home. Light these darkened days, oh Spirit, show your truth in all we do. Let love be our legacy. Eyes I will see, with this heart I will be, opening wide, turning inside. I am listening. With this love I will lead, with this grace I will breathe, deepening peace, fear I release. I am ready to receive. Spirit, know my name, call me home. Light these darkened days, oh Spirit, show your truth in all we do. Let love be our legacy. Oh, let love be our legacy. Yes, let love be our legacy.
Thank you, amazing musicians, and thank you, Corey, for joining in and sharing your light and your beautiful voice. Thank you, so glad to have you here. Yeah. Okay, so in appreciation for your financial support, that just allows us to continue to do what we do. Let's say together, please repeat these words after me. Spirit's abundance flows through me. Joyfully, I share my good. Thank you. Oh, yes. Okay. So we're going to move into our closing prayer. So let's just place your hand on your heart, moving into that prayerful space as we close our time together. Once again, taking a deep breath, breathing in, dropping into that heart space. Right here in this moment, in this space, we recognize that there is one life, one God, one presence that is found upon the floor upon which we have our feet, the floor upon which we stand is holy. I am knowing that that presence and that light and that love surrounds this place. It moves into every crack and crevice, and it moves in and through and around and for each one of us. For that is what Spirit does. For that is the very blessing of Spirit. As it moves through our heart, it enlivens us. And I'm knowing that as we hear the sound of the beautiful children coming our way, I am knowing what a blessing this community is. I am knowing that it is grace-filled, that as we go out into our week, this coming week, that we are able to recognize the grace in our life, that we are able to step into that divine flow as we paddle down the current of the stream, that we are feeling that grace in our lives and all that we do. As we look for it, we feel it, we notice it, we recognize the blessings that are raining down upon our lives. And I know that for Tammy, for Wanda's what to do, that they are guided by Spirit, their hands are guided by the divine, and that she feels that peaceful presence as she for her surgery, leading up to her surgery, and afterwards, completely trusting and allowing Spirit to do its perfect work in her life. I am knowing joy for Amber, that no matter what she is going through in her life, that joy is what she is experiencing in every aspect of her life. I am knowing continued health and wholeness for Jelaine, that as she continues this journey, that she does so with such grace. I am knowing that her body is radiating perfect health. And so right now, knowing for each one of us, whether we wrote a prayer down or not, I'm knowing that whatever is on our heart, giving to us exactly what it is that we need to support us on this journey. And so with gratitude for all of this, for the manifestations, for the love, for all that Spirit brings to our lives, gratitude for all of that, we release this. We allow it to be, we hand it over, knowing that Spirit always says yes. And so with that, we simply say, and so it is. Amen.